Rothschild and Company is being sued in the U.S. for helping run a $1 billion illegal fraud conspiracy. So this new lawsuit follows a separate case also involving a subsidiary of Rothschild and Company. Last year I covered this news of Rothschild Bank's role in breaking anti-money laundering rules in the 1MDB case. This is a multi-billion-dollar bribery case that is still ongoing. Interesting, there was recently a major change in leadership at the organization. It was formerly run by Baron David de Rothschild, seen here in this picture with French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife. And then last year, David's son, Alexandre de Rothschild, took over the position. The timing of this transition in leadership may also be notable as it happens right before news breaks of Rothschild's role in this multi-billion-dollar 1MDB scandal. In April of last year, they were setting up how Alexandre de Rothschild was set to become the seventh-generation leader, one of the seventh-generation leaders of the family. And it's right after that it's determined that the Rothschild Bank played a major role in breaking these anti-money laundering rules in 1MDB. So this major new lawsuit is just the latest big update. There's been a lot going on at Rothschild and Company. Now, according to this lawsuit, they're saying Rothschild aided Czech billionaire in this $1 billion fraud scandal. Financial advisor Rothschild and Company was sued in the U.S. for allegedly helping the Czech property billionaire Radovan Vitek secretly acquire controlling shares in a real estate development company in what a New York hedge fund says amounted to a $1 billion fraud. Rothschild helped Vitek quietly take control of a Luxembourg-based Orco property group so the billionaire could strip it of its most valuable assets, according to an amended suit filed November 22nd in Manhattan by Kingstown Capital Management, which says it held a substantial stake in Orco. Kingstown, which sued in April, said it added Rothschild as a defendant after obtaining details from a 2017 report on the matter by a Luxembourg financial watchdog. The regulator investigated Vitek and an alleged co-conspirator, former Orco Chief Executive Officer Jean-François Ott, from 2012 to 2016, according to the new complaint. They highlight one important section from the new complaint that reads, quote, Rothschild participated in a conspiracy with Vitek by, among other acts, acting as a broker to both Vitek and Vitek's agents, proxies, and nominees. Kingstown said in its new complaint, the Luxembourg regulator, quote, uncovered evidence of secret meetings and correspondence between Vitek, Ott, and their advisors in furtherance of their illegal agreement and scheme. A message sent to Rothschild's press office was not immediately returned, while a spokesman for the Luxembourg regulator said he is looking into the matter but could not immediately confirm the report. Vitek has previously denied Kingstown's claim that he used a web of shell companies and straw owners, including Ott, to gain control of Orco and then sell its most valuable assets at distressed prices to entities he secretly controlled. Vitek's company, CPI Property Group, was also named in the suit. They also previously denied the allegations. CPI Chief Financial Officer David Greenbaum said on Monday that the addition of Rothschild as a defendant is an attempt to embellish the original complaint, which the company has moved to dismiss. So this was a major new update, just one mainstream article on this today talking about Rothschild's role in aiding this Czech billionaire in this fraud scheme. But looking back, there's more info here in this article from April when the lawsuit against Vitek was first announced. This is, of course, before the brand new update that Rothschild is also named in the suit. Some interesting details here. According to Forbes, Radovan Vitek has a fortune of $3.5 billion. The plaintiffs who are suing Vitek are represented by Boies Schiller Flexner, the U.S. law firm known for high-profile litigation. The plaintiffs are seeking damages under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, a federal law used to combat organized crime that may also be applied in business disputes. Mr. Vitek began building his fortune during Slovakia's 1990s privatization boom before he moved to the Czech Republic in 1997 and built up his real estate holdings, according to Forbes. Frankfurt-listed CPI Property Group owns 8.3 billion euros of real estate and is the largest owner of offices in Berlin, according to its website. Mr. Vitek's personal property portfolio includes a 17th century Surrey manor with more than 200 acres of land that was previously owned by the former Beatle Ringo Starr. Another quote from the lawsuit says, "To disguise their criminal agreement, Vitek and his co-conspirators went to ridiculous lengths, including staging screaming arguments during board meetings or during business lunches." It's another article from May of 2015 talking about ex-Beatle Ringo Starr selling his £13 million mansion to the Czech billionaire Radovan Vitek. The ex-Beatle put 17th century Ridinghurst on the market for 8 months before the 200-acre estate was snapped up by Vitek. Tell me what you think about anything going on with this lawsuit and the most recent news that Rothschild has also been named in the suit. Again, I find it interesting that this wave of scandals is breaking, tying back to the Rothschild Bank, just as this major transition in leadership is also going on. It almost seems like the entire family has recently decided to do this, not just David de Rothschild passing down his role to his son Alexandre de Rothschild, but other transitions have also happened. Jacob Rothschild has even more recently formally announced that he will be stepping down from his role of leading RIT Capital Partners. His daughter, Hannah Rothschild, was recently named to the board of directors. And there was recently another major shakeup in the Rothschild family-run firms. Edmund de Rothschild is now being run by Ariane de Rothschild, who will be the first woman to run a Rothschild company in 200 years. Ariane took over control at Edmund de Rothschild Bank roughly 4 years ago, but the bank just made a major decision to take the company private, making the Swiss private bank 100% family-owned. That decision was reported on around March of this year. Another major transition going on with these Rothschild-run companies. What do you think about these recent updates? Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think so far. I will follow up with any new details as they come out. Any other connections, I will follow up with more info here. If you could give this video a thumbs up, that is greatly appreciated, and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Thanks everybody that has been sharing these videos and sharing the channel to help get the information out there. In the video description are links to my Patreon and PayPal accounts where you can support the channel directly. Patreon.com/realityreader and paypal.me/realityreader. Both links in the description. I'll follow up soon. Thanks again.